So as you all know, Pokemon tag teams have been skyrocketing in price, but I believe I might have found the next big thing in terms of market value for a Pokemon card type. What do I mean by that? I'm talking about Pokemon Prime cards. Never heard of them? Well, you're about to. Let's get right into today's video. So I do want to say before we get into things, again, this is a buy now to save more later type content video, not buy now to make $1,000 on a card later. Talking about the Latios Latias GX alternate art. Okay. I had found a lot of interesting things about these types of Pokemon cards. They're called Prime cards. They came out in the Heart Gold Soul Silver era, and this is the Umbreon Prime, which is the most expensive right now. Market price is around $80, but if you look at the trend line in the last like 3 months, it has gone up. I'll put screenshots of TCG player graphs and market prices for these cards as I scroll through, because it's just interesting to me. And it also is weird to take a look at some other sets that have other niche cards like this, because there is a trend line associated with cards, for example, say tag teams, and these cards as well as some others. So if you take a look at base set Charizard, for example, it had gone up in price, you know, stayed around that like $300 range, dropped last year in August through October, and then has gone back up to that level. However, these cards do not show a similar pattern. I just wanted to show them off in person so you guys can kind of see how cool these are. And again, I'm not saying buy these to make money. I'm saying buy these to save money. And like, yes, obviously I have these cards in my collection, but these are for completed set binders. I'm not gonna sell them if they, you know, get to be $1,000. Like, no, not happening. So first of all, taking a look, let's start with Umbreon. This one is one of my personal favorites, and I bought it for around $50, I believe. And it's not in the greatest shape. It's kind of got some bends to it and some corner damage. And overall, I mean, it's got a crease right here, so definitely damaged, definitely not worth the market price of $80, but it is still a really neat card. And they do have the hollow foil pattern borders, and the artworks are pretty neat. They're like the 3D style artwork. Some foil in the background here you can kind of see, but I don't know, they're just unique and they're different. And I've always collected unique one-off set series type of cards, like Shining Legends, for example. All the Shinings from Shining Legends, I have all of those. I also have a decent amount of plasma cards because the blue borders are cool in my opinion. But next up we got Ampharos, just another different, you know, Pokemon. But I'll post down there the chart and the price, because that is important. Because if these are going up for whatever reason, definitely not playability. So collectors are taking notice of these cards, and I want to let you guys know that they are going up so that you can get in at decent entry prices, so you don't have to fork up an arm and a leg to get a Blissey. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it's all about. So hopefully you find some value in this video, and if you like the look of the cards and it has piqued your interest, like, you know, obviously do what you want with your own money. But most of mine are damaged or just binder cards, so they're not like super special. But we did see Donphan Prime get reprinted in Celebrations, so maybe people realized from Celebrations that, like, hey, there's this random type of card that came out back in the day that's called a Prime card, and maybe that's how people discovered these. I don't know. I've known about these for years. I've always had them. TeamPokeColors member Alex has got a Celebi that he pulled from a pack from 2010, back when the sets were first coming out, so we've known about them for a while. It's just we've never thought to make a video about it because they've always been at the same prices, really. Like this card, I don't know what it's at now, but this one, you know, traditionally, I believe, has been stuck around the $3 to $5 range, regardless of condition. Crobat, another cool one. I like Crobat. The only one I don't have that's kind of higher in price is the Tyranitar. And that one's like a $50 market price. So aside from the Tyranitar and the Umbreon, like I think I have most of the other expensive ones. So like Crobat is a more expensive one. Kingdra, surprisingly enough, is as well. I don't know. You guys obviously know that I'm not here trying to influence markets or anything. Obviously, like if I was, these would be PSA 10s and not binder cards. So let me know what you think of Prime cards, though. I think they're pretty cool. They're kind of different. The art style is cool, in my opinion. And overall, like, the compositions of the cards are just really neat. I always like the look of, you know, the artwork. And you know, that leads to another thing, like collect what you like. Like I've always liked these cards for a while, and I've just picked them up over the years when I've found them at local card shops, or if I'm working on one of these sets that I have, like I'll maybe see like, oh, you know, some prime cards are kind of cheap, I'll pick up a couple. But I do intend on making a video sometime soon about why people like myself and other influencers say collect what you like. And I think a lot of people overlook that statement a lot because, you know, you hear it so often and it's like, well, yeah, obviously, but nobody really knows why sometimes. It took me a while to figure out why. Like I always heard that, you know, I was always like, yeah, I get why, I guess, you know, because you want to collect something you like, but there's more to it than that, in my opinion. So that'll be a future video sometime. But I wanted to put this one out because nobody else is talking about this but me. As far as I've looked, nobody's mentioning these. Last videos about these types of cards were like from years ago, just showcasing some of these cards. So I wanted to let you guys know that they're going up in price, and I don't know why. Not me, I'm not doing it. All I have is right here. I'm not buying out like scissor primes or anything, but I was just scrolling through, you know, TCG Player, looking through some older cards that were kind of like one-off or niche, and I found the primes that were going up, and I was like, really? Primes of all cards? Like I knew they would eventually, just because they're pretty unique and they're pretty cool, but it was kind of unexpected because, you know, it led from tag teams to being like, well, what other random niche sets are going up in price? And sure enough, primes were there. The legend cards from these Heart Gold era sets are going up as well. And maybe it's just everything's going up, but the thing is not everything is going up. Charizard, base set Charizard, is back to where it was this time last year. Like it had done like a reverse, you know, inverted parabola kind of deal going, where it was like, you know, high and then low and then high again. But high again just means it's back to where it was last year. So these guys are a little bit different because they started very low and have since increased in price. Collect what you like. If you like them, sure. Reason why I have them is because I have a Heart Gold Soul Silver binder for all four sets from that era, and I've just added to that binder set over the years, and like Heart Gold Soul Silver Undaunted I have complete, so obviously I gotta get the primes to complete the set. Yeah, honestly that's it. I just wanted to showcase primes and bring them to your attention because sometimes it helps to see them in camera light, under the light, before you might consider purchasing. Not saying you should, not saying you shouldn't. Do what you want, but that's the idea. So if you enjoyed primes or enjoyed learning about primes in today's video, smash a like, subscribe down below. And I do want to say thanks to everyone who has subscribed recently. We just hit 5K subscribers, which is like honestly a dream come true. So we're gonna try to shoot for 10K by the end of this year. I think we can do it. We got a lot of support behind the channel, and be on the lookout for some member exclusive content, because if this video has piqued your interest of like, oh, base set Charizard was $300 and then crashed in October through like August or October, then has gone back up. It's funny that it correlates directly with the economic status of the world at that point in time. And there are some other correlations that I'm going to hint at, but we'll save for a future video. So I will leave you with that. But thank you so much for everyone who has subscribed, and be on the lookout for a bunch of content. I have a laundry list of videos that I want to make for you guys, and now that I'm done with school, I have a lot more free time on my hands, which means I can think about videos again, which is insane. Let me know in the comments. Let's have a discussion. Are these overhyped, overvalued? Are people buying these out? Or are they just now gaining popularity because of people discovering older niche sets like tag teams or shinings from Shining Legends? I don't know. Let's have a chat. I'm really curious to see what your guys' thoughts are on these. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. We'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Peace.